All right, and welcome everybody in Twitch chat and of course everybody on YouTube as well for our first deck of the day, Selesnya Angels. One of my favorite decks of the format, and we were just going to talk about this in chat, but we got 3 more days of playing Standard before Ravnica Allegiance hits on Arena. So we're going to be playing some of not only mine, but yours also favorite decks the next 3 days. So we got a great lineup today. We got Selesnya Angels, Jeskai taking turns, Grixis Discard, and Naya Value. So we're going to go ahead and start with Selesnya Angels. This is the deck that I started the format out with, and still one of my favorites, so it'd be good to kind of end the format with it. Hey everybody, hey, welcome. Yep, Masalempa, yeah, I took a break yesterday. Wasn't feeling the best, so didn't stream yesterday. But we're back today, and let's go ahead and get started. Woo! I got a lot of these things to do. You can only roll one of the re-roll one of the quests, and looks like we didn't get it. Because 2 days ago we did the Ravnica Allegiance set review, which looks to be a big hit. Have more YouTube views on that than anything else. And then of course, yesterday I didn't stream, so we got 3 days of these things to do. Yep. Yeah, I hadn't taken a day off since late December. Like a little bit after Christmas, or right around then. So yeah, I think yesterday was a time for a day off. Yeah, the Chargers, they're probably feeling worse than I felt yesterday. I didn't feel the best, but I didn't feel that bad. But it was just kind of like a day that I just wanted a day off kind of thing. Yep, just started. And the Chargers, though, they look like they're feeling really bad. Man, I'd love to have a Danto Vanguard on turn 2. I'll just keep it. The problem is we don't have another white source for History Benalia or Resplendent Angel. But a Danto Vanguard is a great turn 2 play when we're on the play. I'm not going to pass it up. What are some possible decks you see coming to life after the set release? Honestly, there's just basically everything. It seems like basically every 3-color combination could be viable. Basically every 2-color combination. Of course, like a big one, obviously, is like the possible emergence of Turbo Fog, or maybe doesn't even need to have fogs, but that's what's just kind of called. Turbo ramp kind of thing with a bunch of extra turns. Be Bant with emergency powers next to Fate, Wilderness Reclamation, stuff like that. That's like, there's like 2 decks that are kind of scary immediately, and that's one, with the other being I want to pay 4 life to get that goblin out of here. The other being a Mardu aggro deck. I'm not. So Vigo asked, "Will you do some theory crafting?" I'm not sure exactly what you're asking about for that, but I don't really have plans on doing something like that. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking about. So we're playing against a Jund deck with Legion Warboss. Stop. So I think they should probably be attacking with their Legion War Boss also here, to make their War Boss a 2/2 and make this other creature a 2/2, so I can't just eat that other creature. But anyway, hey Mass, hey Gaspy, hey everybody. Yeah, Mono Red gets some good 2-drops. I have to pay 8 life to keep both Vanguards around. They block with Phoenix, block with other token. I don't think that's where I necessarily want to be. I don't think that's you know, just spending 8 life just to get rid of a 1/1, and that's not worth it. But I didn't think the 4 life was really worth it before. Alright, so now we do have protection for Resplendent Angel if they have a way just to kill it. You know, like a cast down effect or something. If they have like a Vraska's Contempt, of course we don't have protection, but you know, this makes creature indestructible, so we can make our Resplendent Angel indestructible if they try to kill it here. And there we go. Make it indestructible. Yeah, you missed Blossoming Defense. That was basically a Blossoming Defense there. We even got a counter on our Angel. Alright, so we want another white source so we can activate Resplendent Angel. That's like our best draw here, is another white source. I mean, I guess a Lyra Dawnbringer may be better, but... Alright, let's attack. I do kind of regret not paying the 4 life earlier to get that token off the battlefield. If they want to kill Resplendent Angel, they have to double block Resplendent Angel, which means they'd have to go down to not very much life. Alright, so we only get rid of the War Boss and the token. But we get to deal 4 damage and gain a new 4/4. I don't have any commander decks right now. A lot of my friends play commander quite a bit, but they are... I don't live close to them though, so they live back home in Texas. Oh yeah, Finality would be great for them. Yeah. But if I am able to move back to Texas and move closer to my friends, I'll probably be putting together some commander decks. Yeah, the Dallas Metroplex. Been messing around with that Abzan Explorer list, cut some things, added Chupacabras and Vanguards. It's pretty fun deck. Cool. Good. I used to MTGO. I still have my MTGO collection, but for streaming, I just Arena. Get a lot more viewers on Arena, and I enjoy it more. I haven't played MTGO in a couple months. I guess probably about a month. So what does our attacks look like? We pay 8 life again. We pay 8 life, we deal them 2 damage, and their Chupacabra and our Angel is dead. It's just not worth it. Yeah, the standard commander format, yeah, it's called Brawl, and I don't think that Arena will add it. I think Brawl's dead. I think Wizards announced that they decided to kill Brawl, which is really unfortunate. They really did not give Brawl a chance, in my opinion. They introduced it at the worst possible time, at like the end of a standard format that people didn't like before rotation, and so therefore, of course, people didn't play it very much. And then instead of just waiting until rotation, whenever people were excited to play more, and then after, and even before rotation, they're like, well, this didn't work, we're ending this. You've been working on a new brew comboing Lich with Argol. So Lich's Mastery and Argol's Bloodfast together? We're pretty far behind here now. CGN Commander is a great card, so are the Phoenixes. I think it's very unlikely we win this game. Yeah, there will certainly be something to use the old cards in Arena. Yeah. No, Underrealm Lich. So they just have Find Finality? I think that means they just have Find Finality. I believe there's a plan to put Kaladesh and Amonkhet blocks back on Arena. Oh, we are dead. Alright, so let's get Seal away. Or sorry, not Seal away, but Ixalan's Binding. Ixalan's Binding, another Assure Assemble. Yeah, we get rid of Vanguard. And I think I'm going to play Cleansing Nova also. Cleansing Nova is not good against Rekindling Phoenix, but kind of good against some of their other things like CGN Commander, Carnage Tyrant, things like that. I want the other Assure Assemble to be able to protect my Angels. Angels are certainly what I am going to be trying to use here to win games. Actually, and I want to play a couple Sealaways for Rekindling Phoenix also. Yeah. Do I want a second Cleansing Nova? Yeah, maybe a second one over an Honor Guard. Yeah. That would be cool to be able to play Brawl on Arena. I mean, I think they could certainly support it on Arena, but I guess not. Our hand's slow, but I'm going to keep the 7 cards. I think having 7 cards is pretty important. Yeah, I wear a tie. That's how I like to present myself. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play plains. Get a plains and a forest. We'll be good to go there. You know, we didn't get to play any 2-drop there on turn 2. But this kind of matchup is certainly going to go long, and playing a 2-drop on turn 2 isn't necessarily vital. Yep, the new set is coming out on the 17th. It will be available on Arena. So, only a few days away. I should attack first, probably. Yeah, I mean, definitely, but... Alright, so they're going to use the cast down on that anyway. So they certainly don't care, or like, doesn't seem like they have Ravenous Chupacabra if they're using their cast down on that and not on Honor Guard. I won't have a full collection on the 17th, no. No, we're gonna, like, I won't have any cards, so I'm planning on doing a 12-hour stream on the 17th where we're starting with lots of sealed to build up the collection. Since you're on the Angels deck, I have a question or two. Angels is my favorite theme to play. But what do you think of a Mardu, Orzhov, or perhaps Naya Angels? They could be decent. Yeah, we'll have to see with like the new set, kind of what happens. Angels are very good against aggro decks, but having Angel decks that beat control decks is always the tough call. I'm not a big fan of the white-black Angel that we have seen so far. So I'm not thrilled about like Mardu or Orzhov right now. But yeah, mana base is going to certainly be better after the next set, so it's going to be a lot easier to play 3 colors.
Wild animals I like.
Yeah, Vivian's awesome here.
Not so much. Feel the wrath
have
of Scala.
I don't have the didn't have the mana to be able to have a Sure Assemble to protect Shalai, unfortunately. And still don't have the mana for my own Vivian or Lyra. I could save Thorn Lieutenant here. I don't think that that's really worth it. Thorn Lieutenant's not going to do a whole lot for me.
You'll have to do better than that.
I don't think this is just worth just putting a Thorn Lieutenant into play, basically. Yeah, the opponent's playing a Jund value deck. Basically, like the Rakdos midrange, splashing a few green cards. It's looked pretty impressive so far. They've been hitting their land drops and playing a lot of good spells. This Underrealm Lich is just making sure that all their draw steps are good. Also, best of 3 in MTGA has not been removed at all. I'm playing it right now. We are down a game. As you can tell, they have that. Yeah, they make it really hard to find, which is not a good design, but you have to toggle the switch up in the top right-hand part of your screen around this area to switch it over to best of 3. Vladimus, thank you so much for the sub there. Resubbing here for the 4th month in a row. You are awesome. Yeah, check like around this area of the screen for a switch. It's like right about here on the main screen, of course. We're down to 1 card. If we can resolve Lyra and untap with Lyra, we'll be in a good spot, but it doesn't really look like it. We can't draw a land. Hey Vladimus, it's going okay today. Doing just fine. We're getting crushed our first game here. So we've gone to 42. I kept basically 3 lands in the opening hand. 1 land, double flower. So we've drawn 1 land in like a million turns. It's been kind of frustrating. Nice. You took the Naya value deck to the tournament yesterday and won the whole thing. Way to go. Hey, Peaceful. Alright. Now we can start going. So right now, they don't have enough red mana to be able to kill Dawnbringer. If they would have a 3rd red mana, they would be able to sack 3 goblins and kill Dawnbringer. They immediately started looking through their graveyard. Looks like they got Finality. Or no, they got the Memorial to Folly, I guess. So they have Chupacabra. And they have the mana for that. I should have seen that. I should have just played Vivian. I just missed that they were just going to be able to go grab Chupacabra. Definitely should have just played Vivian then. And had Vivian tick up and look for another land, so I could have something like that plus a Sure Assemble. Alright, come on, Cleansing Nova. Nope. We had a couple Cleansing Novas in the deck we could have drawn into. Whoops. Wrong way. 0-1. Yeah, it would have been a great Cleansing Nova. Yeah, Sure Assemble doesn't do anything if you don't have the mana to be able to play your Angel and hold up a Sure Assemble to protect it. And, you know, we're just so late in the game, we can't even play our Angels yet, much less protect them. That's why I have like 27 lands in the deck. If you count the Flower Flourishes. But alright. New game. That one didn't go well for us. Let's try again. This one we can hit our land drops, which is good. So we can curve History into Shalai into Vivian. So this is really nice. We got land drops here. This deck, you definitely... Yeah, it sure is mostly a dive down that, you know, has another mode as well. This deck you really want to hit... You really want to hit 6 lands with this deck. With the Shalai activated ability, Shalai, Thorn Lieutenant, and Resplendent Angel all have 6 mana activated abilities. And the deck has a lot of 5-drops also. So this deck really want to hit your 6 land drop. Looks like we're going to be able to do just that. So Shalai does not die to Deafening Clarion if they were planning on just using a Deafening Clarion the next turn. And if we play Shalai, they let her resolve and then Cleansing Nova. They do get a 2-for-1, killing my History, Benalia, and Shalai for 1 Cleansing Nova. But then they would be tapped out and we'd be able to resolve Vivian. So I don't think that playing the Shalai there is overextending in any problematic amount. Here I could see them having Syncopate or Negate. That's Scatter. I thought it was definitely a lesser chance that they'd have Scatter. Because Vivian's the real prize of my hand. I want to make sure Vivian resolves. Yeah, 2 main deck scatters. Yeah, our main deck is kind of weak against control. A lot of our sideboard is built on beating control. Yeah, this deck is very strong against aggro and kind of weak against control, especially game 1. So I don't think I need to put Honor Guard down also. Alright, so there's the negate. So that's perfect for us. Now we get to resolve Vivian. Yeah, Danto is real strong here. And that's our way to win.
Let's tear this place
Having a
apart.
Danto and Vivian out. Just gonna take the land. They bounced Honor Guard earlier, which kind of makes me seem like they may have something like a Crackling Drake. Yeah, really like where we're at with this Vivian and Adanta Vanguard here. Couple of tough permanents for them to answer.
Come to me.
I could see just drawing a card with Arch of Araska being the best thing. I'm not going to play Resplendent Angel because I don't have the mana to activate it, and I don't want just another card to kind of make their Deafening Clarion better. I think I'll play Dawnbringer, though. I could see just drawing a card being the best thing to do, though. Cool, Gorham. Yeah, Gorham says I'm grinding the ladder with Selesnya Angels with a little bit of a different build, but it's very good against Mono Red. Azor
Sometimes
the
restoration
Lawbringer.
means retribution.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh. Like, did they not think that I was just going to do the very obvious kill their flying creature and then attack them? Alright, so we got another Vivian. Ah. Opponent just decided to quit. Alright, 1-1. You're one way a win from getting to plat. You'll get there. You'll get there, Gorham. Does that may be resetting here though soon? I guess that's probably resetting with the new set. All right, this hand's good curve. Honor Guard into history. Certainly hope that Honor Guard's good in this matchup. For us having the Honor Guard in hand. Well, it's not that bad against mono white. It blocks. And if they have Venerated Luxodon, it stops that. Yeah, RNA comes out on the 17th on Arena. Boros. No, Wilk, I will not. I have no desire to do that. Does Venerate Luxodon with the shock there? No, activating Banneret. Okay. Pretty good for them. Yeah, it's a good play. It's a good play. Think I'm just gonna take it though, because my creatures will be a lot better blockers the next turn with the Johnny ticking up here.
No friend of mine fights alone. I will lend you my strength.
So now even if they activate the Banneret once and make it a 3/1, the 2/4 checks it. If they activate it twice for a 5/1, then I'll just block it with a Knight. There's no cards that will fall out of Standard. Not until the fall set in late September. And at that time, everything on Arena except for Guilds of Ravnica, everything that's currently on Arena right now except for Guilds of Ravnica will be rotating out at the same time. Rotation only happens once a year. So don't have to worry about it for a while.
You are capable of more than you assume.
And we hit our land drop, so we get Dawnbringer, which is awesome. I'm not going to let my opponent know about the Dawnbringer. I want to get this attack in first and see like what they do about this first. Yep, 4 days. We're gonna have a lot of grinding to do to try to start getting all the cards from the new set. Right. Not in 4 days in October. Casey Nelson, hey. Welcome. All right, aggro. Seal away. Cleansing Nova. Knight of Autumn. Vanguard comes on out. One Vivian, one Ajani. Do I want to cut another Ajani for a binding? No, I'm not getting any access to the new set early. Don't really want this Assure Assemble, I don't think. That can be a binding. And if we play another binding over the Ajani... maybe just one a binding. 4 mana is pretty expensive. Hey, thanks, Night Owl. What if October was in 4 days? All right, then you'd get me. You get me there. I have a playset of all the commons and uncommons right now, and most all like the rares and mythics that kind of matter. You know, the new set I won't have anything at all, so it'll take some time to get the cards from the new set. We're gonna be, and then Went says, what's the best way to get new cards for a deck? Besides just spending money, of course, that's definitely the best way to get cards for a deck, is just spending money on gems and opening packs. Besides that is playing limited, doing drafts and sealed and stuff like that. Another good way, if you don't want to do either of those, is playing the best of one tourneys. That cost 500 gold to enter. Those have a pretty decent payout, and try to grind those. And every 1,000 gold you win, you can afford a new pack. You can buy a new pack, and then every 6 packs is a wild card, and so on. Correct. You cannot pay by gold for the new set. For playing the new set, it's only gems. We go no attacks. If my opponent has a removal spell for the Resplendent Angel here, I want my Thorn Lieutenant to still be able to block the Vanguard. I don't think that, like, let's look at like where the life totals are and everything, and I don't think that the us attacking there right away would matter too much. I think now I can attack with the Thorn Lieutenant. I'll just keep it back. Never did a draft, but I want to start on Allegiance. Is it worth it or a waste of money? I think it's probably worth it. You learn a lot about the set, and you learn, like, the experience you get drafting and everything is really good, and also you'll get better at drafting for future sets. I think it's worth it if you're willing to do it, willing to learn all that kind of stuff. If you play draft and you win 0 games, if you win like 0 matches, it's about the same or maybe a tad bit worse than just opening the packs. But it's really not much different. But of course, if you play draft and you win some matches, it's much better for you than just buying the packs. So I think it's worth it if you, and plus drafting is very fun. It really is. Drafting is a really, really fun way to play Magic. To start with Ravnica Allegiance, the only drafting that's going to be available is where you play best 2 out of 3, which is like normal drafting and stuff. You win packs with drafting, and those packs that you win will count towards the wild cards, but the 3 packs that you open up in a draft do not count towards the wild cards. But yeah, you will also be able to, those 3 packs that you open up for the draft, even though they don't count towards wild cards, you are able to kind of rare draft and be able to get a higher percentage of rares than just, you know, like 1 rare a pack also. No, they will not have quick draft to start. Quick draft will not be available until February. I assume that's because Wizards just wants people to spend more gems on the drafting process, I suppose. Or if they have been saving up gold, they can't use the gold right away, which incentivizes people to spend money again on drafts. Quick draft is where you just play best of 1. Yes, that's the 5,000 gold draft. Yeah, that's a... Alien Toy Shop says if you go 0-2 in the best of 3 draft, though, that's a trap. Which it certainly could be. I don't remember the exact payouts for that. But I think you're right that it's harsher on best of 3 there. So they're on the play. I've turn 2 Electromancer. Turn 3 they're attacking with multiple Phoenix and they have Beacon Bolt backup. I don't think it gets better for them. Yeah, sealed is certainly a way to go. Like, when you're looking at that, sealed is certainly a better way to go, because sealed, you get 6 packs for playing the sealed, plus you get 3 packs and 200 gems if you go 0-3 in sealed, which makes it that you're opening up 9 packs for 1,800 gems, which is the same price. You get 1 less wild card though, because 6 of those packs don't count towards wild card. But that's again if you go 0-3, and you know, if you actually win some games, it gets a lot better. So we're playing against Phoenix. We want our exile removal in. Assure Assemble is amazing here. Johnny, not as necessary. Tocatli on our guard. Not going to really do anything. Vivian is great against the Drakes, but so is Nova. They may not have as many Drakes, though. Let's have it like this. Yeah, that's a good plan, Alien. That's a good plan. Well, we're gonna need some lands. But I like having the seal away for sure. And the bindings are certainly good in the matchup. Binding does not do much against Arclight Phoenix, but it is incredibly good against Crackling Drake. Question is, do you think blue-white will be tier 1? I don't think there will be much incentive to only play blue-white and not play blue-white with another color. I think there is a real good chance that something like Esper could be really good, or Bant, or, you know, still Jeskai. But I don't think there's really much incentive at all to play just blue-white and not another color. With having all the shock lands available. All the shock lands, all the dual lands. I'm not sure if Jeskai will change a whole lot. I could see that answer being no. It'll certainly change some, and one reason why, like, not only with having like the whatever new cards that are blue and white that it wants to use, or so on, but just the metagames in general is going to be different. Like the decks in the metagame are going to be different, so therefore a reactive deck like Jeskai needs to be different to react to the decks that are different in the metagame. Yeah, I'm expecting
you can't stop
Ravnica
nature.
Allegiance to have a pretty big impact on the format.
Meet my newest friend.
Haven't had the best hits with Vivian, but that's okay. I hope they don't have Entrancing Melody to take my Resplendent Angel. So there are 5 Shocklands in the format right now, Wentz, like Steam Vents. And the new set is going to add in the other 5 Shocklands to pair alongside with it, with those. Oops. All right, let's try it again. We had a good amount of exile removal there, and that's going to be really important in this kind of matchup. I have less exile removal than I had before when Phoenix was a lot more important deck to beat, or a lot more popular deck. You know, it's just not as popular these days, so I don't have as much exile removal in my sideboard or main deck, and so, which makes this, it could be a tough kind of matchup. Yeah, it's smart to use wild cards on rare lands, because every deck that you're going to play is going to want the rare lands for sure. And you know, it just allows you to play lots of different decks when you have lots of different rare lands. Guilds of Ravnica had double or more constructed viable rares and mythics relative to any other set in current standard. I don't think that's a true statement. Had double or more any other set? Rares and mythics? Yeah, that doesn't seem like a true statement. But anyway, I think it has the most. I think it had more than the other sets, but I don't think it had double Ixalan or Dominaria. I think Ravnica Allegiance will have a similar amount to Guilds of Ravnica, but not as many. I think that's where I'm kind of at with it. These 2-drops are just not good against Crackling Drake, which is a problem of drawing more 2-drops. I didn't want to, you know, like, the only non-lands we've drawn so far are these 2-drops, and I just do not want to draw those. Those are the worst cards to draw besides land, so we have not done a good job drawing in this game. Stay woke with the sub. Thanks, Stay Woke. Let's get some hype in the chat for our new subscriber, sub number 2 of the day. Are there any books, novels that tell the lore from MTG from the start to current? There are... There were books written about like the MTG lore in previous sets. I'm sure there's like a Wikipedia page about all the books in MTG, you know, if you just kind of search, Google search like MTG books kind of thing. They stopped doing the books a few years ago though, and had some of the sets had no lore attached to them anymore. And then recently they started doing stories for the lore online, just writing out stories that were not books or anything. But I don't know exactly when that started. Dang, really didn't want that to die. Really need to activate that Resplendent Angel. That card is pretty important to us. Definitely need that one. Yeah, Rex took a day off yesterday. Hadn't had a day off in a couple weeks. Kind of needed one. I wasn't feeling the best. Still not feeling the best, but you know, back at it today. So yeah, they have like on their site they have like stories with the lore from the last few sets, kind of like from maybe Origins, maybe Magic Origins forward. I think they started those at Magic Origins, those lore stories. And they're really well written and they're not too long. So they're pretty good if you want to kind of read those. I know I read a lot of the Magic Origins ones and I read a lot of the Ixalan ones. I read all the Ixalan ones. So I'm certainly attacking with the Thorn Lieutenants. It's just whether or not I want to attack with the other things also. I think so. I think we just attack out here. So they block that, go to 1. And their Electromancer's dead. Alright, well that worked out. That did not work out. That did not work out. I thought it worked out. So they have one Phoenix that I know about in here. Okay, just that one Phoenix. Do you think the pod creature is going to be good in Modern? No. Modern is too fast and efficient a format for that card. Alright, we got a Guilds of Ravnica pack. And we are at 30 wins. Let's keep it going. 3-1. I think my opponent got really greedy there with that one attack. Where they killed my Angel and then attacked in with the Drake, and then I got to attack in with like all the other stuff and put them to a low life total. I think that was a poor attack on their part. Yeah, green-black will still be good. Absolutely. Very possible green-black adds another color. Possible they do not as well. Our hand is not very good against green-black. Yeah, this is not a hand for green-black, this matchup. Hey, Mox Amber's pretty cool. It's a cool card. Too much clicking. Just resolve the stuff. Ugh. They don't want finality, huh? Good news, like, you know, they're off to an amazing start here, which is the bad news. Good news is they only have 4 cards in hand. I don't really know why my opponent didn't attack with the Wild Growth Walker, but I'm happy they didn't. Yeah, Defender's deck could certainly be a thing. They didn't have more lands. That's what they're worried about. Honor Guard is a great draw step, of course. Our opponent already used a cast down. Don't likely have another cast down.
You should be proud to have come so far.
Oh yeah, people aren't going to be playing a Defender deck in tournaments. You know, like you're not going to see it at Grand Prix. You know, and stuff like that. But it'll be certainly a fun deck that people will play on Arena and stuff, and I'll play it on Arena and things like that. One month ago, based on the 50 most played rares and commonly used mythics in tournaments. Okay, so that's so Tadar, you're assuming that the 50 most played are the only ones that are viable, because earlier you said that you used the word viable, which I disagreed with the word viable, but if you want to use the 50 most played are the only ones that are viable, then yeah. So, I want to get Tecatli Honor Guard into play to stop a potential Ravenous Chupacabra, but I also want to play a Dawnbringer. If I play Dawnbringer, then I have to -2 a Johnny, and I don't really want to -2 a Johnny like that. So, I guess I'm going to just go ahead and -2 a Johnny, but I won't play Dawnbringer. I'll just play Thorn Lieutenant and other Ajani and tick up on these.
We stand together. See in yourself what I see in you.
So yeah, Bolus is the bad guy in the chat. There's like a bunch of the Planeswalkers are like teamed together to try to defeat Nicol Bolas. But yeah, I would not expect out of the 50 most played rares and mythics to have nearly that many in Ravnica Allegiance, as was Guilds of Ravnica. But of course, like they're all just going to kind of flatten out, right? Like when you just add more sets, there's going to be less numbers among the top 50 for every set.
Deliver us to victory.
I want Honor Guard, I want to get Honor Guard out of finality range, right? So that's why. So I'm ticking up on the Lieutenant and Honor Guard, so finality kills less creatures.
Be strong.
I think I just pass and try to protect this Ajani. Dawnbringer checks Carnage Tyrant really well. If they do have Vivian to kill Dawnbringer, we have Thorn Lieutenant plus Vanguard that can block also. But I want to just... I really, I want to ultimate the Ajani, so I want to try to be able to block. But yeah, I think Guilds of Ravnica overall has more impactful cards than Ravnica Allegiance. I guess that's really what the question was before. I guess a larger quantity. All right, and there is Finality, which kills my Vanguard and my Knight token. Does make their Carnage Tyrant really big, which is really annoying.
Are you finished? Look how far you.
Let's just start attacking. Just put them under a lot of pressure. Okay, so they're just throwing out a couple blockers, and yeah. Looks like we got him. Okay, so going to game 2. I want another Assure Assemble. Love that card in this matchup. Also kind of like the Carnage Tyrants. And Cleansing Novas. And Danto Vanguard is out of here. But this is just too many 4s and 5s. And that's a 2. Have to trim in a Johnny. I don't want to play 3 Carnage Tyrants. We're going to go down to 2. Yeah, Honor Guard's great. Yep, Honor Guard great. So good. Protecting our angels from dying to Chupacabras and stuff. Okay, we'll see if we can get one of these post-war games also. The games are always tough against Golgari. You know, Golgari is such a good deck. That's not going to do it. This one doesn't look too promising either. History, Thorn Lieutenant are cards that... Like, these cards are cards that they can just easily outgrind. They're cards that we still want in our deck and in the matchup, especially for curve considerations, but we don't want history. I mean, history's fine, but we don't really want, you know, like all these Thorn Lieutenants. Yeah. All right, we got... No, stop. We can trade half a history for a Branchwalker. They're really looking at the cards with some kind of instant. You know, we saw Trophy and Cast Down from them last game. Kind of attacking what we want to do. I'm certainly attacking with the Knight token. Do I want to attack with the Thorn Lieutenant as well? I don't think so. I think the opponent should be blocking with Jade Light Ranger here. I think it's better for them to have Jade Light Ranger. Like, they're both 3/2s. Jade Light Ranger in the graveyard for Find Finality, Moral to Folly, stuff like that is better for them. Hey, Yahweh. Welcome. Best card in the set is Judith. I don't remember what Judith... It's like Judith, comma, stuff. I don't remember what the stuff is after that. Gaza with the sub. Sub number 3 on the day. Thanks, Gaza. Thank you so much. So, I would rather them contempt Dawnbringer than contempt Vivian, but Dawnbringer is really weak to, like, if they play a Vivian and kill my Dawnbringer, that's a problem for me. Because then I'm kind of behind. Then I play my Vivian and they get to start activating theirs and so on. So the thing about playing Vivian is they'll use next turn to contempt. So, like, you know, like they won't have like a Vivian in play next turn. I guess them playing a Vivian next turn is not the worst problem for me with having double Thorn Lieutenant. That's right, Judith the Scourge Diva, that one. Thanks. Yeah, that's what it is. That's right. Yeah, the Judith the Scourge Diva. My opponent knows about this Plains in hand. I should have played this Plains. They know about this Plains. What are they shocking in that Overgrown Tomb for? What are they possibly shocking in that Overgrown Tomb for? Yeah, it's basically Green White Value Town standard, yeah.
Of Scala?
Wilderness Reclamation has potential to be the best card in the set for sure. You know, I kind of want to see it play out, but Wilderness Reclamation has an unreal amount of potential to be broken. So the Vivian's going to get contempted. So it's probably better to minus and get this thing out of here over ticking up and trying to find something. When we have Arch of Erazga, Thorn Lieutenants are fine. I think it's best to make sure that they just don't get to get my Dawnbringer or anything else with that Eldest Reborn. I would be playing Knight of Autumn in the modern deck. I haven't played the modern list since Guilds of Ravnica came out, but I would have Knight of Autumns in it, yes.
I've seen squirrels hit harder.
Just don't have a good amount of mana here. I can't activate Thorn Lieutenant and cast Resplendent Angel or draw a card and Resplendent Angel. I can't do two things, which is just the worst amount of mana. So I'm just going to be passing turn here. Midnight Reaper. Don't think we're gonna win this from here. We'll see. That's a good card. That's a good card. That protects Resplendent Angel, which is exactly what we want. We don't have no Chupacabra over here, right? No. So they have to contest Shalai, and then we can activate Resplendent Angel next turn and hit him with this big lifelink or get another Angel, all that kind of stuff. So that looks really good for us. Yeah, there are good ways to kill enchantments for sure. Which I'm glad there are, because there's so many good enchantments in Standard. Alright, we're in a real good spot for this game. That's just our best play. Just a better play than playing Vivian.
My mission. I'll be taking that.
Please don't kill my angel. Let my angel kill this Vraska, please. Okay. Alright, I think my plan is to play Vivian, tick up, find a land, and then also play Shalai.
I've suffered worse.
I think that's my plan. Vivian, tick up, land, Shalai.
Let's see if you're... The wilds are my shield.
And thankfully, we only hit lands. We didn't hit anything else that was better to get rid of. All right, we got there. And we are 4-1 with Selesnya Angels. After a win against Golgari where we didn't have Takali Honor Guard at all. So that's kind of surprising. But we got there, 4-1. Hey, Snare Crud, thanks for the bits. Gotta get the eyes on that one. Alright, final boss time. Alright, if we win this, we're opening the Guilds of Ravnica pack. If we get a 5-win, if we beat the final boss. We got one Guilds of Ravnica pack here. We're opening it if we win. If we don't win, we're saving it. Only opening packs if we get the 5 wins. Oh no, Gaz. I don't like Nexus of Fate to Fairy decks myself, but we have... I don't like playing against them myself, but we do... That's what we're playing up next. Jeskai taking turns. It's just 4 Nexus of Fate and 4 Karn's Temporal Sundering, so we have 8 extra turn effects. So we can just take all the turns in the game. That's our deck that we're playing up next. Yeah, kind of kept a risky one with just the 2 lands, but really hoping we'll get that 3rd land here. Yeah, the games do take a while. It's better when you're taking all the turns, though. No, Nexus of Fate is certainly... I think Nexus of Fate was certainly a mistake to print. It doesn't add any enjoyable stuff to Magic. I mean, I think the format would be better without Nexus of Fate in it. I certainly do. I think that was a mistake to print. I think it's the most... I don't think there's anything likely at all to get banned, but if something was going to get banned in Standard, Nexus of Fate is the most likely thing to be banned. It wasn't even in like the Standard sets, you know, it was just like that buy a box promo. I mean, I think the chances of that are like 5% or whatever, but yeah, I think, yeah, I would not be too surprised if that would get banned. Part the Water Veil is cool because that ends the game quickly. But yeah, Part the Water Veil, of course, is not in Standard, so we don't get to have that on Arena. But it certainly, Nexus of Fate is one of the biggest reasons why Wilderness Reclamation is so scary at this point. You know, we'll have to see if, you know, like what Wilderness Reclamation really does and everything like that. You know, I didn't pick it whenever somebody asked me for like what I think is the best card in the set, but it is certainly a scary card. I'm not playing around Ritual of Soot. My opponent has Ritual of Soot. They can kill all my stuff. Which they did just surveil to the top. That's kind of telling me that they just found a Ritual of Soot. They surveilled to the top. Like, what else would they surveil to the top? Yep. Well, we almost got there with 2 lands. We almost got there. Rex, I don't know if you just heard me. I said I don't expect anything to be banned, and I said it's only like a 5% chance that would happen. But if someone wants to know what's the card that's most likely to get banned in Standard, would be that, in my opinion. I never said that it should be banned, if you noticed. We got plenty of Shalais, though. Don't have lands, we got plenty of Shalais. That would be a horrible card fail sensation. 2 mana, destroy all creatures. You lose 2 life and discard a card. That is way too good. You just wouldn't be able to play creatures anymore. Unfortunately, Eldritch Reborn is each opponent discards a card. So we're going to have to discard a Shalai here. It's not, you know, it doesn't target. So yeah, they just used the Moment of Craving there to put a card in the graveyard to be able to flip Search for Escanta earlier. So right now the Eldritch Reborn can put a Shalai into play. No, no Ferox in the sideboard. Alright, hopefully we can hit a third land drop this next game. Getting rid of all these honor guards. They don't do much. Vivian is great. Carnage Tyrant is great. Assure Assemble. Knight of Autumn. I like all those cards. These angels aren't so good, and I think I may want to trim on. So like Resplendent Angel is kind of weird here because it is like a really good late game angel, but you know I don't want to be so weak to Ritual of Soot. I don't want to have like lots of things that just die to Ritual of Soot kind of thing. So I kind of want to trim on Resplendent Angel. Dawnbringer is just real expensive and not very good. Dawnbringer is usually what I cut. Because like whenever we bring in Carnage Tyrants and stuff, you know, like we're raising our curve with some other cards. I don't want to just have lots of 5-drops. I'll just cut Dawnbringer. Binding is good, but it's not a card I want to have like stuck in my hand kind of thing. Also, I think my main consideration is playing Binding or Knight of Autumn. I guess I'd rather have Binding than Knight of Autumn. Okay, we'll go with that. The final boss is Nicol Bolas. Yep. Don't think we just keep a 6-lander. Maybe we do. Yeah, maybe we do. I think it's important to have lots of lands. You know, like we need to hit land drops, as we've seen, and then not having spells in our hand is kind of good against the Thought Erasure deck. You know, like Thought Erasures are certainly worse whenever your hand really sucks. So we can just kind of leave our good cards on top like that. Like, you know, we have 3 mana, we'll draw History Banal and play it, and then in 2 turns we'll have 5 mana, we'll draw Vivian and play it. Just kind of rely on our deck. All right, we'll try to get the final boss here. We'll put this in tapped. This will go get a forest. Keep thinning that deck. Do you see any cards that aren't seeing play in standard becoming viable with RNA? I think the biggest one is Hadana's Climb. That doesn't really see any standard play, and that could turn into being a real good card. Profane Procession is another one, but maybe kind of slow, but maybe not. That could be seen playing like Esper control decks kind of thing. Yeah, if like they're willing to use the Lava Coil there, you know, they're scared of taking lots of damage. So let's just go ahead and use our Blossoming Defense to save it. And they're down to 3. So even if they have a Ritual of Soot, we'll be able to save our creature. Assure the Symbol's been great. Alright, you got me. It does tap him out, which puts him dead to this Thorn Lieutenant, kind of on the battlefield. Huh. They even knew about that forest in my hand because of... I think they knew about the forest because of the Flower Flourish, I'm pretty sure. But even if they contempted my Thorn Lieutenant, they were still dead to the 2 knights in the 1/1. For the most part, Ixalan's Binding is for Crackling Drake, is like the biggest thing that I want to use Ixalan's Binding for. But yeah, it's good in this matchup too. A permanent singleton mode on Arena. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I think that could just be, and I don't even think it would need to be really Brawl. You know, it could just be singleton like that. Like, yeah, I think singleton, standard singleton would be a good format for Arena to have. No Light Ferox would be good, but it's good in this matchup, but it's not really that good in other matchups. Don't really have room for it in the sideboard. Like, I would have to play it over Carnage Tyrant, and I think I'd just rather have Carnage Tyrant in general. Yeah, thanks, Abigail. Yep, that's my YouTube page. You can find all my stream replays on YouTube. And we're at 588 out of 600, or sorry, 588 out of 1,000 needed subscribers for getting partnered on YouTube. So if you'd like to be able to watch replays sometime, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, so is my mic just too soft in general? They get my Adanto Vanguard. My hand was really relying on that Adanto Vanguard here. Okay, mic's fine. Okay. I may have been just kind of mumbling a little bit whenever Lord said that earlier. Yep, this is the real game. This is Magic Arena. Okay. They did not feel the need to take a Adanto Vanguard, so that's kind of telling me maybe they have Moment of Craving. But even if they have like a Moment of Craving and kill the Vanguard once, Ajani brings back Vanguard. Of course, you know, if they Thought Erasure away the Vanguard and then I bring it back, they'd have to have their way to remove it then. Spyglass is pretty interesting. That can, you know, that can name my Vanguard. Or they just simply name the Ajani. Looks like they named the Ajani. Yep. That's a bummer for me. Johnny was, you know, going to be pretty great. And so that's one card taking out 2 amazing Planeswalkers from my hand. I have 3 other Vivians and 2 Bindings as ways to get that Spyglass off the battlefield. It's going to be a close game. He named a Johnny with Spyglass. Alright, game's not looking as close anymore. My opponent didn't even hit a land drop, so they got all spells in hand. Yeah, this one's looking real bad for us. We'll get it in play in case we get a way to
Together,
deal with the
we
spyglass.
are
We want to have a Johnny in play. All right, noob. Here's the answer. We'll get it right here. Need Vivian. I'm certainly hoping for Vivian. So sure assemble, or the assemble part does make 3/2/2 elf knight creatures. So they are knights. So if we play the history of Benalia there, and then, you know, get the first chapter, untap, you have the second chapter, and then end step we play assemble, then the third chapter would happen and we'd have all those knight, there'd be a bunch of knight tokens that would all get the bonus. We need another Vivian. Okay, little creatures, we need you to help us out. Come on, Vivian. Dang it. Keep drawing lands. I need a spell. Take a Carnage Tyrant. No, they could have Aldous Reborn. Vivian. Okay. That's a creature that can attack for lethal next turn. It's better than a land. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, they saw my hand with Thought Erasure before, but of course, they saw it with that as well. Wow. That worked. Final boss. Going down to an angel. Getting the win. 5-1. We got a rare for the random card. Hey, a Tashar. Yeah, I guess they just didn't have anything. They must have only had, like, you know, discard spells or counter magic or something. Wow. Alright, let's claim our prize first. We got 2 rares and a mythic. So good job, Selesnya Angels. That 5-1 Mist Caller. Siegehorn Ceratops. Are these actually rares? I'm not sure if those are actually rares. And our mythic is an Underrealm Lich. Alright, well, we got 5 wins. That means we have to crack a pack. We got our weekly pack that we got for free. I was only cracking it whenever we got to 5 wins. We got there first try. Guilds of Ravnica. Let's crack it open. Find Finality. That's a really good card. And Crackling Drake, uncommon wild card. Lots of real good ones. Okay. Yeah, solid pack. So yeah. Selesnya Angels. This may be the last time we play it before Ravnica Allegiance, and you know, getting the 5 wins, kind of a good way to go out. This was you know, maybe my most profitable deck that I played. I mean, I think definitely my most profitable deck I played throughout the Guilds of Ravnica standard season. Really like this deck a whole lot, and yeah, it was a really good deck. Had a good league. Still like it quite a bit. Assure Assemble was honestly just really impressive putting these in. yeah, they were just really good, just saving creatures, or as we saw that last time, just making 3 knights, dealing 6, and so on. So there we go. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But of course, I'd like to thank you very much for watching there, and I'll see you for the next video.